Well, once all us gypsies assembled at Uncle John's in Ogden, Iowa, we set out for California in Unc's big Buick Roadmaster camper conversion with the anonymous pick with Buggy riding on his back on his Harley in the lead. We rolled across Iowa to Nebraska and the prairie lands. It was beautiful country. James O. had warned us about buffalo. He had a run-in with one on his Harley on a trip many years ago. They don't like Harleys. The roar of Pick's bike was noticed by a big bull in a herd by the road. Well, he snorted and turned to us, and he charged. Pick took off like a rocket, but Buggy jumped off his back and stood his ground. Lo and behold, the bison stopped short. Buggy reached out his old claw and petted that beast's nose. That buffalo stuck out his tongue and gave Buggy a big sloppy kiss. A big lick right on his face. They became instant pals. Must have been the shaggy hair, or Buggy is a buffalo whisperer. Buggy grabbed his new Stetson out of the camper and jumped on the buffalo's back. That pair led the way out of the sand hills to the road southwest to North Platte, Nebraska, and friends of Uncle John's. Danny Gordon rode up on top the camper picking his guitar as we rolled down to North Platte and a jam at Steve and Nancy King's. They had a nice pond to camp by and a fire pit. We arrived at the King's and set up camp, built a fine fire. The King's barbecue was delicious, and we jammed into the night. Ah, springtime in Nebraska. We set off bright and early the next morning and headed west to Colorado and the mountains. As we came into the high country on a winding road with fresh snow on the slopes, we saw someone in the road ahead. Unc said it looks like Daniel Walter. Sure enough, we thought he wasn't coming. How in the world? Hello, Daniel, he just said. Got room for a refugee? Why, sure, Daniel, jump on in. Well, it weren't but an hour later, high in the mountains on a narrow road full of rocks and steep shoulders, we broke down, steam pouring out of the hood. AGP hopped out and popped the lid. Oh boy. Pick and Bug took off looking for help. We were in a pickle. As the steam cleared, out of the fog appeared a gang of characters. They didn't look too friendly. A biker dude said, "Howdy, need some help?" A giant of a man stepped up and said, "We can fix you up. We're just around the mountain. We're from Rocky's Mary Jane Boutique and Garage. Will wonders never cease?" Rocky, the biker, had our radiator hose fixed in no time, and we were invited to a potluck and jam at their digs. Big campfire, picking and singing and dancing, led by Big Bear on his drum. We boogied into the night and played every tune we knew. It was a rainbow gathering. I think I saw Nancy Cat there for a moment. James did his Elvis impressions, and Uncle John his Iowa tin sandwich blew into the night. In the morning, we were on our way with Rocky and his best mechanic, Wrench, as escorts. We rolled out of the Rockies towards John McNair's place in Sparks, Nevada. Off into the desert, we descended. John had headed towards us in his old Buick. He broke down in the desert as night came on. He was worried about the critters of the night and buzzards circling. He was real glad to see us, I'll tell you. Well, we got to work. We set up camp, and Rocky and Wrench popped John's hood and got to fix it. Rocky said he thought it was a wiring problem. Easy fix. We camped overnight, and the boys had us fixed by noon the next day. We made a fire for breakfast, and James O got out his knife and hammer and skun a roadkill armadillo. We had found it the night before, just out of sparks. Dillawalla James. Biscuits and gravy from the drippings. Hot coffee a la Lynas, and biscuits wrapped on a stick made our meal. We soon set off with dillo gravy on our chins. Buggy led the charge. He was on his new old motorcycle he got from Rocky's used bike shed. It was a cool little bike, just buggy size. Buggy is quite a wild thing on that bike. He took off, going in circles, running all over the road. And Rocky and Pick we had for escort. John's nice Buick, running fine, and the big Roadmaster camper of John's made quite the caravan heading west to the sea. Then south to Monterey and Califest. Califest 2020. We had made a great adventure. An eagle flew over, and we thought that was a mighty good sign. As the saying goes, go west, old man, to Califest. Yes, yes, yes. We descended out of the desert to the coast and headed south. We made it to Monterey several days before festival, and we had a great time seeing the sights, staying at Sunberg's Storage Hotel. We made it. Yes, yes, yes.